So this is another excellent request from the good friend of our channel, Andrew Lippert. We're going to have to subtitle our podcast channel, JJ Governor Corey, suggested by Andrew Lippert, because he's kind of reading our mind and my mind as to certain hockey podcasts we should do. Now, he's a big fan of hockey movies. We've done a few podcasts previously, but this one is a favorite of his, a favorite of mine, and if everybody in Canada paid taxes in the mid-1980s, you produced this movie. Of course, it's got to be Hockey Night, the classic 1985 movie starring Megan Follows, her of Anne of Green Gables fame, and the great Yannick Bisson, who was a CBC kind of up-and-coming actor at the time, who later went on to be an international star in the acclaimed Murdoch Mystery 20th century, turn of 20th century film noir drama series that has basically been shown in every country in the world and will be shown in every country in the world eventually when new countries are created. Now, it came out in some jurisdictions in 1984, but mostly in 1985. Now, it's a simple plot which was kind of taken from the headlines. Back in the day, women that were very talented, young girls as well, would try to play on men's hockey teams or boys' teams and would be, not say banned, but would be discounted. Now, in this basic plot, the Megan Follows character, Kathy Yarrow's mother moves to Parry Sound from Toronto with her separated mother and little sister. She's eventually befriended by a fan of Toronto called Evelyn. Now, uncertain about small-town life, she tries out to be a goalie on the boys' hockey team because she had previous experience with a girls' squad since there are no girls' team in the area. Now, Rick Moranis, of all people, plays head coach Willie Lippert and notices Kathy's talent and wants to bring her on the squad. But what's really stopping her is the prejudice and the sponsor of the team and the main announcer for the squad, which is like a bantam juvenile side, which is quite bizarre because the announcer is making editorials and doing ads for the lumber company that sponsors the team at the same time. Now, for a lot of people, it's a very straightforward movie, kind of an after-school special style. 75 minutes in total. So the basic plot is she tries out for the team. There's pushback. The person she develops a crush on is the top player on the squad called Spear Kozak. Again, Yannick Besson playing it like a young combination of Matthew Perry and George Clooney. Now, the subplot is Spear's brother had a chance to make big league hockey, kind of made some bad decisions, physicality on the ice, on his personal life. His father's kind of pushing him to make the NHL. And in this region of Ontario, if you know what Parry Sound is kind of the home region of Bobby Orr. Now, the hockey games that are featured itself feature real bantam teams from that part of Ontario. Some of the skills shown on the ice are basically, just it is what it is. It's a CBC budget, but the sub characters, the script, and at times it almost plays like an extended Degrassi episode. Like if you're going to put the cast of Degrassi High, the good actors, into a hockey movie, they will appear here. Now, Megan Follows had somewhat of a bunch of a following prior to this because she did American TV shows and American movies, I think Tex with Matt Dillon and a few others. But she's kind of the main star of it. And Rick Moranis, just coming off SCTV, is brought in pretty well as a favor to the producers. Now, Hockey Night is seen on a myriad of channels over the years, and it's a favorite of something in Canada called Hollywood Suite, which is kind of our low-end TV channels that you can purchase either at a month or on subscription to show a lot of old CanCon content. But what really, like I said, what really stands out for me, the affection that people have in this movie. It's only, I think, 75 minutes. You're not your typical hour and a half movie. You get in, you get out. It's like I said, a good plot. But what really stands out for me is like the great and very underrated Maury Chaykin, who plays the announcer whose thumbs down to whatever situation is going on. But it has a whole bunch of CanCon content. Of course, the great Henry Raymer, Gail Youngs is in it. Robin Ward, everybody knows him as an announcer. And again, Rick Moranis. Now, Remy Ohashi, a very, very good cinematographer, had the most of the visuals of this movie. And like I said, it's quite well. So, you know, when your child comes home with a grade 8 or grade 9 teen book, there's no sexuality, but it's sort of a coming of age. It's sort of like a coming of age movie in a lot of ways. If you were alive and you were 12 years old in a 14 age group in 1984 in North America, and I heard through the grapevine it was shown quite a bit on HBO over the years. Anyway, there's aspects of all kind of positivity, Canadian positivity, and shows the pressure on young females to, when they're battling the system, you want to stay feminine, but you also want to compete at the best level they could. And there's a great scene at the end in slow motion. They're all celebrating in the dressing room, and that's how it is with minor hockey. You celebrate with a couple of Pepsis, and everybody's hugging the trophy. It's a very affectionate look at what hockey was like in the 1980s. And it also shows the fact of some of the goon tactics that were prevalent in bantam to midget hockey of the day. So it cuts a lot of tropes. You don't have to know anything about hockey to like this movie, because it's a likable movie. And like Megan Follows, again, a top 10 Canadian actress of all time, Yannick Besson, for the last 4 decades, he's been pretty well the face of Canadian TV in many ways. If you haven't seen Murdoch Mysteries, check it out. Like I said, a very, very good actor, same like Megan Follows. And Rick Moranis, seeing his hockey coach is almost like typecast. The only thing they didn't have it, maybe it had like John Candy as maybe somebody in the crowd cheering on as a favorite uncle. That would have been great, just showing up for the final game. I would give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Again, it's not a full movie, but 72 to 75 minutes. There's not much that was left on the cutting room floor, but the kids in the movie, the players, Megan's best friend in the movie, she gives a good performance. Like I said, it's a good Sunday afternoon movie, and in Canada, Hollywood Suite, it's on the 1980s, on demand. So check it out. Anyway, Andrew, always appreciate your requests. But just to recap a little bit about the director of this movie, Paul Shapiro. Now, Paul Shapiro has done many, many projects through the years, and he worked on various Christmas movies and TV movies. But he's done a lot of Canadian episodic, and it's kind of weird where people would end up. He did a lot of work on Smallville, on Beach Girls, True Calling. So he was in-demand Canadian director for a number of years. Roswell as well, 24, Dark Angel. So I mean, he's done a lot in his career, Millennium. So which is kind of weird. A lot of the episodes he's directed, my actor friend Derek Hamilton from BC has appeared in a lot of these series. So it's quite interesting. But like, he's been a workman-like director for many years. So CanCon, 100% hockey night. And there's a very lovable scene midway through that you have to see to believe. I think it's the first time where a 14-year-old girl in a Canadian movie has the upper hand in relationship to talking about a relationship. Like I said, it comes off like a teen romance movie at times, with a bunch of hockey and some goon tactics and all the good Canadian tropes. Thanks for listening. Bye.